Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So, as many of you might know, recently Arena of Solare was released, and I had the pleasure of trying it out on Global Labs. And it's been highly encouraged that we leave any feedback that we have to improve or change the Arena of Solare. And so while I was streaming, the chat and I decided to write down a list and read it over at the end and make a clip. So this is going to be a letter to the developers style format video. So while I'll be talking, it's almost as if I'll be talking, well, hopefully, to them, although I doubt they're gonna see it, but that was the format of the video. And while we did talk for a few hours and try to discuss this list, obviously we must have missed so many other suggestions that would be really good ideas, and you might even think some of these ideas are bad, so feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below on what you think of the list that we came up with, and maybe any other suggestions that you might have in terms of improving the Arena of Solare, or any bugs you may have encountered that you would like to report. And of course, don't just share them in these comments over here, go into the forums and such and try to leave direct comments over there or in their discords. Now, even though there are quite a few issues that I hope that they address as well as some bugs, for the most part I had a really good time while I was doing this arena. I like the format and I really like the direction that they're going with this, so I'm very hopeful that they improve it so that it becomes a mode that everyone enjoys to use. Also, just a quick disclaimer, in this live letter video thing that I'm about to show, there are sprites at the bottom of the screen and they may be saying some inappropriate things. These are just viewers trolling in chat while they're typing. Pay them no mind, yeah. Also, I've never done this style of video where I just speak without any edits, so there's gonna be a lot of ums and repetitions and stuff. Sorry. If you want to come and hang out and discuss this further in my Twitch, I'll leave my channel so you can pass by while I'm live. Alright, well, on with the letter video thing. 안녕하세요. Hi there, my name is Leaf. I'm a BDO partner and streamer for your game. I've been playing for many years now, and today I had the pleasure of experiencing Arena of Solare. Thank you very much for posting content like this. I really enjoyed it, and many of us did. Keep up the great work. Because most of us are very passionate about your game and we hope to see it succeed, we have compiled a list over a few hours of talking, and we think that this would be helpful to improve the Arena of Solare. I'm going to go over it. Alright, so our feedback is allies versus enemies HP colors should be different. Now this is very frustrating. When we were doing our duels, we noticed that we couldn't necessarily spot out enemies amongst our allies, so please change the enemy HP color to something different. Also, enemies on the minimap should have a different color, again to help differentiate between ally and foe. A spectate mode would be fantastic. If you die, unfortunately, which many of us will, would be nice to be able to spectate the rest of the duel rather than staying in one spot. Concluding the duel without reloading when it's done. Now, if the match is done, it is just a little bit time consuming between duels to reload and then end the match, so if possible, maybe ending the duel once it's actually done while you're dead. Now, adding 1v1, 2v2s, and 3v3s as a select in the future after 3v3s has been balanced. Now, we talked a lot about balance, and I'll talk about that later on. I think would be nice, assuming that we achieve a certain balance with 3v3s. Most of us were very torn between capping gear and uncapping gear, but this is what we've come to as a community. Adding an extra round, most of us feel as though would be nice. That would be pretty cool. That way it doesn't feel as short, especially if you're waiting for a queue. Now, rewards. That is something that we spoke about a lot, actually. Good rewards, maybe silver, dust of Caphras. Cosmetics was a big one. Titles, auras, stuff like that. Cosmetics for monthly, season, or long-time wins. And bracket rewards as a possibility as well. Maybe you win 10 fights, you win 30, 50, 100 fights. Different tiers of rewards for those that are winning. Depending on how the matchmaking is regulated, maybe adding some sort of a pity system if you do lose. Or not. Either or could be nice. Ranked modes for the highest ranks can get auras and rare cosmetics. Now, for those players that are very dedicated in their mastery of their classes, maybe some very exclusive temporary rewards would be very nice that pop out more than the rest. Showcase players before a fight would also be nice. Maybe different poses or outfits like in other games. You come in and it shows the different outfits. I attached 2 links over here if you would like to check them out in the document that I have attached that show the different type of like setups that you could have. So it shows like your outfits and your poses, and that is an incentive to get the cosmetics as well as these outfits that you get to display before the fight. Competitive, now this is a really important one that we talked about. Competitive is solo queuing to avoid abusing certain comps or fighting solo queuers. Now, if a whole team queues up as a team, well, that's redundant, but you have 3 people in comms and they're talking to each other versus 3 people who are by themselves, it can prove to be quite difficult for those that are, not in a team full of coordinated players. So guilds may abuse this system, and that is a big point that I would like to emphasize. RBF pots in the Arena of Solare, please make them work. It's fairly frustrating. And party pinging. Party pinging can be quite useful as well in these fights, especially. Now balancing. Balancing was a very big discussion. Perfect balancing is almost impossible to achieve in an MMO. However, I feel as though this is pretty decent. And we will leave a lot of the balancing up to you and your dedicated team. A screen to set character, artifacts, gear, SP to build specifically for Arena of Solare specifically could be nice, where you have a specific setup specifically for this arena. This might aid it in making it easier to, thank you for the follow, easier for balancing if you're working specifically on gear sets for Arena of Solare. Leave the balancing exclusively in Arena of Solare. Please, if you do some balancing, do not emphasize for now balancing in open world. That way it is easier for you to balance for the arena and it does not impact classes in a way that is detrimental in other settings. Capping resistances, a lot of us feel could be much better than uncapped resistances. However, we understand that this format was a testing ground, so we're not sure what you're planning on releasing. Capping HP based on classes, capping AP based on classes, capping evasion DR percentages based on classes, given the fact that some classes are meant to be tankier than others. However, no one wants to fight players that are basically unkillable. And that is the bulk of what we discussed. Now, there were a few bugs. Sometimes my teammates couldn't see me, but I was there and present in the fight. I loaded into a fight without opponents. Escaping took you outside or on top of the map. That was kind of frustrating as well. Obviously, bugs will be worked. And map clipping and stuck in entrance area as well. For the most part, personally, I really enjoyed this arena, and I think it has a lot of room to become very successful. A lot of people are looking forward for something like this in BDO, and if done right, I think could be very, very, very good for the game. We really appreciate your hard work on this game, and because we're very passionate about it, we hope that you consider these suggestions that we had. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.